Well, members of the Master Gardeners are celebrating 10 years at their demonstration gardens in North Jefferson City.
Ryan Rumbaugh joins us live with some fall gardening tips and more on this weekend's Fall Festival.
Good morning, guys. Yes, we're talking about some gardening this morning, and you wouldn't think we would be since it's getting so chilly out, but there's things you got to take care of. I'm here this morning with the Master Gardeners. I'm here with Don. Good morning.
Good morning.
Now, we're talking about a fun festival you're having this weekend to celebrate.
Yeah, this weekend is the big Fall Festival in North Jeff City, or the old Cedar City. And we have pony rides, hay rides, pumpkins, all kinds of handmade crafts. All our booths are handmade crafts. We've got a lot of food vendors. Live music all day. It's just going to be a wonderful thing. It's 10 to 5. Yeah. And it's free.
Yeah, it's free. You're freaking me out with these scissors.
Let's trim something. Let's go.
All morning. Yeah, we're getting ready to trim. So this weekend, that Fall Fest is from 10 to 5,
from
right?
10 to 5.
Okay.
10 to 5, and it's free.
Yeah.
There's no cost to get in. The only money that you'll need is if you decide you want to buy some food or you want to buy something from the vendors.
Okay.
But otherwise, the music's free. Yeah. Come in, have a great time.
Sounds like a fun time. Now, this morning, we're talking about some gardening tips because you guys are the pros, and it's getting a little chilly outside, and I was asking you earlier, is it time to bring all the plants in, or is it still okay to kind of keep them outside?
Well, Zach's called for a lot of really pretty weather out, so you really don't need to bring them in yet. This is really good weather out here right now. The days are beautiful. The evenings are still warm enough that it kind of stimulates the plants a little bit. So we really don't need to bring them in, but you need to start thinking about it, because one of these days it is going to get cold. Yeah. And when it turns off and it gets down in them low 40s and the upper 30s, you want to start bringing things in because you don't want it to damage, and that can happen very easily, especially if you've got a nice stem plant like I have here that's full of water. Right. It can freeze, bust the cells, and it'll die.
Right. Okay.
So yeah, you want to start bringing them in, and bringing them in is basically, let's get them inside, let's clean them up. And let's trim them up. Let's give them a haircut.
So that's what we're going to do right now. We're going to give these some haircuts.
So we've got some little shears here.
Scissors that we're not stabbing each other with.
Let's do this plant right here.
All right, I'm going to come over here. So we're going to tackle this.
So what we're going to do is, it looks drastic, but it will not hurt the plant at all. We're actually going to give this plant a haircut.
So you just want to trim all around the edge of the pot.
Let's go all the way around the edge of the pot.
You're a lot faster than I am. You've done this a couple times now. So you want to save these, right? Or if you want to keep the plant going or you want to plant another one, you can actually plant these, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now,
that was easy.
That looks a lot different.
Yeah, it looks a lot better. So that looks more like you could bring it inside. You don't want to bring all that crazy stuff. You can bring it inside.
And then we'll kind of look in here and we'll pull some leaves out of it, and we'll get it a little bit cleaned up. And then we'll take some insecticidal soap. Great. And we'll just spray this plant all down real good.
Because you don't want to bring the bugs in.
I don't want the mealy bugs. I don't want the scale. I don't want any of that in. So we'll just spray it like that.
And that's it.
We're ready to go.
Well, great. Well, we've got some more plants to trim over here. When we come back, we're actually going to trim some stuff and replant it, because you can save these plants and make a whole nother one.
Oh, absolutely. Right? There's 100 or better of these right here that you can start and have new plants.
Yeah, we've got great gardening tips with the Master Gardeners this morning. You got to stay tuned. We'll send it back to you guys.
Very important as the weather gets colder.
Sheer entertainment there.
Sheer entertainment. It took me a second to get that, Dick. You're on point. You're on point, Dick.
You're watching KRCG 13 live at sunrise.
Well, if you're looking for some fall fun this weekend, you're in luck. The Central Missouri Master Gardeners are hosting a fall festival.
Ryan Rumbaugh joins us live with some gardening tips from the pros, along with more information on this weekend's event.
Good morning, guys. Yes, and that fall festival this weekend is all free. It's going to be a good time. I'm here this morning at the Central Missouri Master Gardeners greenhouse, and I'm joined by Julie. Good morning.
Hi. Good morning, Ryan.
We're talking about I'm great.
Good.
I always learn a ton of stuff when I come and hang out with you guys.
Glad. That's what we like to hear.
Yeah. Now I just got to get my own garden going.
Right.
So
yeah, we're always on the lookout for new gardeners.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. So you guys have a great event coming up this weekend. It's celebrating 10 years at your garden. Tell me about it.
Our demonstration garden is 10 years old, and we're going to have a big fall festival to celebrate. It'll be free pony rides, pony rides, free petting zoo, and we'll have food and drink and everything there, craft booths.
But it is free to get in.
It is free to get in. It's supposed to be like 78 degrees, so it'll be a beautiful day. We think it'll be gorgeous.
Zach's calling for some good weather.
Yeah, come out and try to find some of your Christmas presents. It's not too far off from that.
Yeah, you said you have about 60 vendors there.
We do.
That's going to be a good time. Good time.
Yeah, all handmade items, and some of these are people who don't normally go out and sell their wares. It's, like a lady who does her own sewing projects or something like that. So there should be something really unusual to see.
Yeah, very cool. Well, we were here before before, and we trimmed up a plant to bring it inside.
Right. We trimmed the Wandering Jew of Dawn's over there, and now we're going to pot that up. And I was telling Ryan a while ago that when you trim your trimmings, you rule of thumb, if you're going to start a new plant from it, is to take about a 5 or 6 inch cutting, like that. Like that. Trim your leaves off the bottom.
Okay. You could just pull them off, is that okay?
Correct. Just pull them off or cut them off, whichever you want to do.
Okay.
Okay. And then I usually make like one more new cut, like right below a node, and I do like an angle cut.
Okay.
Okay, now it's ready to go into the rooting hormone.
So we're essentially saving this trimming and starting a whole new plant.
You are making new plants.
Okay.
Right. You will have a new plant here pretty soon.
And I call these our plant steroids because this is going to help it grow.
Yeah. And this is just potting mix that I have moistened down. And what you want to do is, this is not real great, but here we go. Make a hole in the soil and put your plant down in there, and then firm your soil down around it.
Okay. And you've got another plant you're going to do over here, right?
I do. I have some coleus here that I like to keep. I'm going to make like a cut here. I'm going to take off the leaves and go up the plant. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll take this by hand.
Now, we were talking, I don't think a lot of people know that they can save these plants, you know, when fall and winter roll around.
You can.
And start new ones.
Right. And plants are not real expensive, but, you know.
But this is a way to save money.
Some of these coleus, like this, is an unusual coleus. It's kind of hard to find. I've got a variety of them in here that I have put down into soil and already started, and it'll root within a month or so.
Nice. So now's the time to do that.
Right. By springtime, you'll have a beautiful plant.
Well, great.
You need to keep it in the warm sunshine in your house, and you need to keep the soil moist. That's the only rule for that.
Yeah, so it's time to do that, and it's also time to plant your bulbs. So when we come back, we're going to plant some bulbs and talk some more about this weekend's event. For now, we'll send it back to you guys.
Did you ever hear the song Plant You Now, Dig You Later?
Nope.
I didn't think so.
Definitely not. We'll come.
Members of the Master Gardeners are celebrating their 10th anniversary at their garden in North Jefferson City.
Ryan Rumbaugh joins us live with some fall gardening tips and more on this weekend's Fall Festival.
Yeah, good morning, guys. In the garden in North Jefferson City is where they're going to have their fall festival this weekend. I'm here this morning with Dom from the Master Gardeners. Good morning.
Good morning.
Now, we've had fun this morning learning about some fall gardening tips. I know I learned a lot.
Sure.
But you guys are going to have a fun event coming up this weekend to celebrate 10 years.
It's the big fall festival, so there's pony rides, there's hay rides, there's handmade craft booths, food booths, live music, petting zoo. We're going to have a large array of pumpkins and gourds and things for people to purchase for their Halloween or for Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So, and it's free. Costs
free
nothing to
admission.
get in. It's just whatever you want to do, you pay for.
Yeah.
So,
sounds like some good weather for this weekend, too.
Great parking, North Jeff City, all flat. You don't have to walk 20 miles to carry your pumpkin back to the car.
Right.
So, yeah.
So you get off 54 at the airport exit, right?
Get the airport exit, make a left, and go to the giant pumpkin. We've got a big round hay bale painted up like a jack-o'-lantern. Turn there and come right to the end of the street.
Okay.
You'll see it.
And that's near where we're at this morning in the greenhouse. And
One block away.
You guys are teaching me some fall gardening tips. And so right now we're going to talk about bulbs, right?
Yeah, bulbs. This is a good time of year to get bulbs in the ground.
Okay.
These are some that were dug up last year and stored. And as you can see, this started as one bulb. Now it's 3.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is just take it apart, clean it up a little bit. And now I'm ready. I have 3 new ones to plant.
Okay.
A lot of people like to stick them out apart from each other. I like to clump them.
So what kind of plant are these?
These are tulips.
Okay.
These are tulips right here. These are hyacinths.
This one?
Uh-huh.
Do you do the same with these?
I do the same with them.
Okay.
I like to clump them. So I'll take them up and I'll put 15 or so together in a nice clump. The only problem with that is, as you can see, this one multiplied 2, so I'll pull it apart.
Gotcha.
But in a couple of years, I'm going to have to dig them back up and separate them again and go
But you
through
said
some
they
of the problem.
grow really nicely.
They do. They look wonderful when you've got them in a clump. You've got a really nice bunch of tulips instead of just one tulip sitting out off to itself there. But you know, you want to put a hole about 4 times the depth of the bulb.
Use this thing?
So, well, yeah, I use this.
Okay.
I'm old-fashioned, but a lot of people like to use the drill. Here's an auger, and you'll just go down into the ground and come back up, place your bulb in, and cover it up. I like to go in with my trowel, stab it, pull it back, drop the bulb in, and lay the dirt back over the top of it.
You said about 4 times the size of the bulb you want
4
to dig
times.
down.
So this bulb right here, theoretically, would be about that deep in the ground.
Okay. Yeah, not too hard.
And when you get bulbs in the store, if you can get them separate like this, pinch them, squeeze them. If they're nice and firm, they're good bulbs.
Okay.
If you can squeeze them,
mushy.
if you can mushy, you don't want them.
Yeah.
Or a lot of times they'll just dry up and they'll be nothing.
Okay. All right. Well, good tips. So time to plant your bulbs, time to clean up those plants and bring them in the house. I got to thank you so much for teaching me all these tips. Yeah.
Good. Thank you.
You got to come out to the Fall Festival this Saturday. It's from 10 a.m. to 5 here in Old Cedar City, right?
Old Cedar City.
Yeah, sounds good. Come out and have a good time this weekend. We'll send it back to you guys in the studio.